Hello everyone. My name is Cody. Welcome to Waypoint Stories, a podcast that is all about stories and the people behind it. I don't know what my hair is doing, but we're going to go with it. Today we have a fun guest from Dublin, Ireland. Her name is Jennifer Brown. She is a live streamer on TikTok. She started off doing walkabouts in Dublin, kind of talking about Dublin Castle, Temple Bar, and a few other locations. But she's really trying to focus on her singing this year, and we're going to kind of have a conversation about that. So stay tuned. Thank you guys. Start off though by just thanking you for being willing to do this.
Absolutely.
I know it's weird having like some random person be like, "Hey, you want to be on a podcast from that you never met in person?"
I'm meeting Dina tomorrow, though. Dina
really?
from our live. Yeah, she's here with her boyfriend. We're gonna meet them tomorrow in Dublin.
Where are you guys gonna go?
We're gonna go to a Brazilian restaurant, Fabi's Grill. She's from Brazil, but she lives in America. So her boyfriend lives in Ireland.
Okay, well, Dana will appreciate this too then. So I did, for Carlos.
For Carlos. Come, babe. He's showing something. Just look. Ah! No way!
I'm gonna try this for the first time.
He's gonna try it! Oh my gosh!
And it's
Come
going to be
get
live.
your reaction.
So it's going to be, for those that are just doing the audio, this is pizza with ketchup and mayo.
Oh my god!
Carlos, Jennifer's, says
Let's
it's
go, let's
amazing.
do it.
Did you see it, Carlos?
Can't see. Oh my
Perfect.
gosh! Oh my god.
It's still weird, but it is better than I thought.
It's better than you thought.
See?
Ah. It's all about quantity too. It's like how much do you like mayonnaise and ketchup alone, you know?
So was that weird for you or have you always had ketchup and mayonnaise on your pizza?
I think like I'm more funny with like ketchup. I feel like mayonnaise is more diverse. You can put mayonnaise on like a lot of things, but I feel like for me ketchup is a bit more picky. But Carlos, I only really started putting ketchup on it because Carlos, but maybe I might put a bit of mayonnaise. But the ketchup is not really that much of a difference for me like I thought it would be. But I still only put like a little bit of ketchup on it. And Carlos just slathers everything on.
It's really funny because I had to go to the store today to pick up pizza, mayonnaise, and ketchup. And those were the three things I picked up. And the cashier's like, "What is this for?" I'm like, "It's for this." Like, together? I'm like, "Yeah." Why? I'm like,
Oh my god!
I'm like, "Trust me, no. I've heard very good things about this, and I think it's gonna be okay. I hope."
Oh my god, the cashiers are so chatty over there. They wouldn't ask us that here in Ireland. They'd just be like, "Yeah, thanks, bye."
Oh, there's times where they'll like ask, like, "Have you had this before? How long you've had it?"
Really?
Yeah, just like all these different questions, and sometimes they get really personal, like asking about like your work and things like that. And I hear that doesn't really happen, like in Ireland or like,
No. If
in
someone said,
UK.
I'd be like, "What are you talking to me for?" Like the most you get in Ireland, like Irish people are very friendly, but maybe they might pass a comment, but they wouldn't get in much conversation with you. Like, "What's your work?" No, they wouldn't say much like that.
I had one person. I was going through a store, and they know where I work at because it's right next to my work, and they're like, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Can you put a good word in for me?" I'm like, "We're still not hiring. I can't help you." I'm like, "You can put an application and hope for the best," but I'm like, "I can't help you. That's not my position."
Oh my god, that's funny.
So it's funny. Like, do you guys do like forced tipping over there?
No, we don't tip. Like, we just tip if the service is good. Like, if it's not mandatory here, like they don't have to do it. It's not offensive if you don't do it or anything like that. It's just like you tip if you feel like you liked the person that was serving you or the service was good. But you know, like if you're, for example, like in Deliveroo, like their delivering service here, and you would tip like maybe the rider because they're cycling. Like if they're cycling in the rain to deliver your food, or you would
Yeah.
give them a tip like online, like when you're ordering, you can off. There's an option. So
Okay.
I mean, we do, but it's you don't have to. Like it's not.
So like I'll get a coffee and then they flip the screen around and be like, tip us. I'm like, you're pouring black coffee. I really don't feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
And I do want to apologize for anyone that's actually working in like that industry. But I feel
I
like
don't want to tip you.
I don't. But then they stare me down and I feel bad. So I feel like I have to.
Oh my god. No, what? Like, it's just a plastic cup and coffee.
I know.
No.
So the reason I asked you on is one, you're in Ireland, and I am fascinated with Ireland, and I'm going in September. But
Yeah.
two, the reason I came across your page was on TikTok, and you were doing your walkabouts in Dublin.
Yes.
And shortly after that, I realized that's like when you started streaming live, you didn't intend to do the walking around, but more for the singing. So I want to know, how did the first half of your streaming on TikTok turn into just walkabouts and very little singing?
Honestly, I think like we had such good reception. We just like started off with, well, Temple Bar, as you know, the beloved Temple Bar in Dublin City, and like we got like really amazing reception from it that we didn't kind of expect, and it was working quite well for us. Like our following was going up and everything, and I was like, this is something we could do. But I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to kind of pursue singing with TikTok live instead. Like I've always kind of, if I was gonna pursue it for long term, it was gonna be singing long term.
Yeah. So was it originally for singing, like the starting of going live, or what made you go? You're like, I'm going to try like TikTok live today. Like, how did that start?
How did that start? I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember the thought process that went into it, to be honest. I just remember we just started, and then it was going good. And then when it was going good, we were like, yeah, we'll keep doing this because people like this that we're doing. And then it was funny because whenever I would go singing live, the reception was like not as good, and I was like, oh, that hurts my feelings. But at the same time, it's not personal. It's what people want to see.
Yeah.
So it was just faster with the live streaming outside because that's what more people wanted to see. So we were kind of, we'll go with the flow with that, and we'll kind of we were gonna try and merge singing like into it slowly, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna sing now. Because I was like, if I don't focus on it, how can I grow that as big as I've grown it with walking, talking tours in Dublin,
Yeah, and I think it'll come in time too. I think it just has to like kind of branch out to a different audience that you haven't yet found.
Yeah. I'm like, how many followers will I lose now that I'm just singing? Like everybody. But no, thankfully most of you guys have like stuck around, and like the people that I remember most are kind of, you guys have stuck around with it, which I'm like so thankful for. But yeah, in times I'm like, wow, I have like 50,000 followers here, and like 90% came from walk and talking tours. I should probably provide that every now and then.
I mean, I will miss them, I'll be honest. Like,
yeah.
Not the priority. Like, your change. Like, I'm excited for the singing. I'm excited to see that area where your streaming grow. Especially on the weekends when I'm able to watch them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I will miss the Temple Bar, Dublin Castle that you've been able to see show us, and a couple of the other castles you went to.
Yeah, we went to Rock of Cashel, Dublin Castle. We went to an abandoned castle. I forget the name of that one there. That was close as well. Yeah, but like I'm not really a big traveler myself. I don't really, and I've never really, most of the learning that I did was while I was on TikTok live and like talking to you guys and get everybody's like, oh, when was this built and this and that, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me just, check. And I found most of it out while I was doing the tours, but I could never I couldn't sustain it because it's not in me to be like a tour guide and have all the answers for everything. It's just the only benefit I had with it was just to show. Like I had the camera, I was in the right place at the right time for the right people, and it was working. But I don't have it in me to be like, speaking on history because I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest. I just this is where I live.
Have you always lived in Dublin?
No, I moved when I was 4 because my mom and dad wanted to move, but just to the county above us in Meath. And my family, like my extended family's always been in Dublin. So we would see them on like weekends and family visits and stuff like that. But I didn't go to school in Dublin. I didn't grow up with Dublin people around me. Now my brother and my dad, obviously my parents, they would be quite Dublin. Like for example, my brother Gareth. I'm the youngest in my family of 4 of us. So, but my Gareth is the second oldest. He has like a really strong Dublin accent because he moved when he was obviously much older, and he's kept his friends and kept going out in Dublin and stuff. Whereas I have more of a, I guess, countryside accent, and that's like the way I lived. But then I met Carlos, and I'm living in Dublin now like 3 years. So
yeah.
But I was never far away.
Yeah, I don't know the distance, obviously.
Oh, like 45-minute drive.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Literally down the road.
Yeah, I mean, where in Texas you have to drive everywhere and almost anywhere. So I live on the outskirts of San Antonio. So anywhere I want to go inside of San Antonio, it's about 40 minutes, no matter where, to get where I want to go. So it's about a 30-40 mile drive.
Oh my god. I literally just wouldn't go anywhere. I would be just stuck in my house all the time. That is so wild. What? Like, why so far? The shops, like?
I'm just in a much smaller town outside of San Antonio because rent is way cheaper. And I'm living at where I work, and they're my rent is like a third of what I would be paying in the city.
Oh yeah, well that would be the same here. You're like, Dublin's very expensive.
So it's like I don't mind, especially because I can just walk to work, like the 4 days out of the week that I work. So I just walk and I don't have to spend money on fuel, and then I can just drive into town when I'm doing anything social with my friends or family. Yeah,
and do you drink?
Not much.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind driving out and then, you say you're going out into town with your friends and it's night. Well, you wouldn't drink because you would have to drive all the way back home.
Yeah, if I ever do, it's like a beer or 2. Yeah. Like, I never go beyond that. Yeah. And that's in the course of like 2 to 3 hours of conversation, so it's not... Yeah. It's not dangerous for me. Yeah. I'm pretty aware of like what my limits are.
Yeah. So you'd have to be.
I tend to listen, but I feel like so many people ignore their limits, and that's when the danger of driving happens.
Yeah, and I heard the public transport is so like, it's not how do I put this nicely, up to date, up to par.
I've never done public transportation, so I'm not really sure. I've always driven or walked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you drive really young over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I learned to drive when I was 20. How old am I? 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit late. But we don't drive as early as like 16.
Yeah,
teenagers driving cars.
I got my license when I was 17 because at the time I was living in a small farming town in Minnesota, where like a block, it was like the actual town was like 4 blocks apart, and that was the town.
gosh.
So
So what is a block? You guys say that a lot, like, oh, 3 blocks down. What's that distance? What is a block in distance? Is that just literally estimating a big block building?
let me ask Google.
Me when people ask me things. Because you guys say that a lot. 3 blocks down.
I don't know how to ask the question.
Let me try. Let's see. How many blocks? What's the distance of a block?
It's 264 by 900 feet.
It's what?
It's 264 by 900 feet. That is considered a typical block in a city.
264 multiplied by 900.
No, not. This is like a square. So it's like going
Oh,
up this way is like 264. Then wide, it's 900.
feet. Okay. In kilometer, because I don't measure feet.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Every time before the live would start, when I'm doing my walk and talking tours, I'd say, okay, Carlos, okay, babe, we need to find out what's the temperature right now, because they're all going to ask, and we need to convert it to Fahrenheit, because we do Celsius over here.
See, I just have Dublin on my phone, so I just look up the weather, so I don't have to ask. I just know.
Yeah. What's the weather going to be like in September when you come? I think it would be nice.
Yeah,
It's just the end of the summer.
Yeah, I think it'll be good, and I need to plan that out more of where I'm going. So the one thing I'm worried about, and I'm curious for your thoughts on this, I don't want to be stuck in Dublin.
Okay.
Because I do want to see like the countryside and everything. Like I'm excited to be
Yeah.
in Dublin, and I'm excited to like walk around and see places. What I'm terrified is driving myself, because we drive on the other side of the street, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
so my brain can't
Oh, yeah.
wrap my head around the normalcy of you guys driving on the other side. But I would if there's a car in front of me, I'll be fine because I just follow the direction they're going.
Yeah.
But if like I'm on like a no street, I'm going to be on the right side naturally, and then the car's like, "What are you
Yeah.
doing?" I'm like, "I have no idea." I shouldn't be driving.
Yeah. So, one thing I will say is don't practice in the city center, because even I am in the city center, and I'm like, sometimes I'm with Carlos, and I'm like, am I able to go this way? Because there's a lot of one-way streets, and even like for me, like we live so in Dublin, you have like the north side and south side. So I mostly know like the north side, which is basically closer to the north of Ireland, like that side of the river, because of the River Liffey. So when we go south side, which is not often, even I'm like, mile out, like I'm turning into junctions, and I'm like, oh. So if it's confusing for me, it'll probably be extra confusing for you in the city centre now. That's just in the city centre. But other than that, most of the roads are, I mean, it's easy then. It's just to remember the side, but it's not confusing. The city centre is just a lot of one-way streets and one-way roads and bus lanes,
Okay.
and certain roads you can't go in because it's just for buses. But no, you'll be fine. And like, if you're used to driving like 40 minutes to go get your food shopping, you'll definitely enjoy just driving 2 hours to see a beautiful view. You'll get to see
Yeah.
so much. Like in the USA, you guys have to drive so far, and you don't mind. That's the thing. You guys don't mind. You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna drive 5 hours here, and I'm like, I have to mentally prepare to drive 5 hours.
I just want to put this in perspective. I'll drive like 6-7 hours from like where I am north through Texas to maybe get through the end of Texas. Like most of my day of driving, like in a 16-hour drive, like 60% of it is just trying to get through Texas.
Oh my god.
It's like 6-7 hours.
That's so far. You could literally get up and back to Northern Ireland. Up and back to Dublin.
That's what I mean. And I could do like a 16-hour day of driving, so I'm pretty sure I
Oh,
can
you're
hit.
fine!
So I think I can hit all of Ireland in like 2 days.
2 days! 2 days and you're out of here, yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
who needs 2 weeks?
You don't even need 2 weeks. Oh my god, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, you'd be grand. You'd be absolutely fine. I'll try and send some good links. But yeah, the Ring of Kerry, you have to do the Ring of Kerry. Or you could do like the Wild Atlantic Coast Drive, like right from the north to the south. Or south to the north.
Is it another question? Because I know Ireland is split, and I know it's. I've heard based on the internet, it's a touchy subject. So
not for me, because I'm not that political. We're not so political over here. Honestly, I feel like in the USA, it's a bit more. It's a bit more. It's a lot more touchy on politics. But here we're like, it's not that big over here.
Yeah, it's like there's Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. Like,
yeah, it's like we know the history. We want them back, but it is what it is. That's fine.
Okay.
Like, you know.
So do you cross like an actual border? Like, do I know if I'm accidentally entering into Northern Ireland? And they're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm just trying to see things.
Oh, yeah, they've got police there with, you know, guns and everything. No, literally, you just drive and, like, you might see a sign, welcome to Northern Ireland. And you'll get a message on your phone saying, oh, you're in the UK now. And, you know, you don't... That's it! You just go and... No stop points, no checking, none of that. It's just like driving anywhere in Republic of Ireland.
Okay, so
you have any issues?
Less stress there.
Oh yeah.
Am I able? I keep flipping around. Am I allowed to use the currency from Southern Ireland to Northern Ireland, or do I have?
Yeah, you'll have to
change
that.
See, that's the part I'm worried about.
I think they might take no. So, but it's grand because you'd be going from what is it, dollars to euros to pounds.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so hungry, and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know what money is good here.
Yeah, just have a few dollars, few euros. No, you'd be grand. If you go to an ATM in Northern Ireland, and it'll just give you pounds. You know, they might charge you like a bit of money, the transaction fee, but no, it's easy. Like, you'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just have some cash for you. And if you pay with your card, well, for us anyway, so I imagine it's the same for you because Bank of Ireland is my bank and I'm using euro. Yeah. And I'm using euro, but when I go to the UK, Northern Ireland, and I tap my card, it just takes it in like pounds, but converts it, you know?
Yeah, okay.
So you're fine. I'm pretty sure you'll be fine.
I need to look into that to see how that works from an American card.
I mean...
Like, maybe if I just let my bank know, like, hey, during this time I'm going to be in Ireland. Can I just use my card, or do I have to, like, pull cash out? Or money out?
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Like, when you guys always ask me, like, oh, what advice do you have for this? I'm like, as an Irish person, I have no idea for you as an American person. Because
you are my tour guide, and we have all these questions that I ask, and you're like, no, I don't know about that, but have you heard about Temple Bar?
Yeah. Yeah, but did you see the Christmas lights at Temple Bar? Oh my god, I swear, I was like, I'm finished here now. But they have really nice decorations there now.
That is true, and I am excited to see that in person.
Yeah.
So, now that you're focusing... Let's get a little bit more back onto you and getting to know you. Hey, Loki. Loki, have you met my dog? Have you seen him?
Let's see. Ah, so cute.
This is Loki, the puppy and Mistress.
Hi, Loki. How old is he?
He's like 7 months.
He's
just a puppy.
He's one of those dogs that, like, they have, like, like, he doesn't look old, but his breed is like, he always looks like an elderly sir or something.
He looks very distinguished.
Yeah, distinguished gentleman.
Yeah, he could do a better beard than I can. So now that you are focusing on the singing side of lives,
yeah,
are you planning on branching out beyond TikTok?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one, to be honest. I always say this. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask if you're right to help grow your audience of like YouTube and maybe Instagram. I'm trying to think what else there is.
Yeah, because I'm so bad at social media, like so bad. It's not even funny. Like actually the only reason that I'm even doing any of this is cause Carlos. Like he knows like I wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't for him. Like if and I give up very easily too, whereas Carlos would be like if he'd be quite persistent and it kind of encourages me to be more like that because I'm like, yeah, I want this, but if it's kind of hard or I'm not getting it, I'll just be like, I'll just, and, but social media, I don't even know how to use Instagram properly. Like, sometimes I even get confused on TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, like there's so much, it's just so much. There's so many apps and they're all different, but I think if I was gonna branch out, I don't know what I'd do on Instagram. I'm like, I don't know how I would use that in Instagram, but maybe YouTube. Post some covers or something like that. Until I write my own songs. I miss my piano though.
Are you writing your own songs? Because that's new.
Yeah, well, I used to write songs in a sense that I would go home and I would sit at my piano and I would play what I feel and I would sing what I think and I would record, but I don't have, like, I didn't, like, write,
Yeah.
And then I never sat down and just wrote lyrics. You get me?
Yeah.
So I think if I had my piano here, because I'm always here, but my piano's all the way in Bettystown, but I can't really carry that all the way here, And I also can't connect to here because it's an acoustic piano. I think I would be more inclined to write because when I hear the music, that's when I think of words.
Yeah.
I don't really think of them like just sitting here and like, oh, da 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 da. No, I have to have a sound to listen to and then I can. But so I think because that I haven't, and I don't play guitar. So unfortunately I never learned to play guitar. I stuck with piano.
You could learn to play. I mean, you do have a guitar
Yeah.
that plays.
Yeah, I know.
See, there it is. You could have just denied it. No one could see it.
Yeah, but it hurts my fingers and I don't know. This is what I mean. I just give up. It's terrible.
No, I fully get that because I almost gave up on the podcast right from the get-go because I knew I won't be at the quality that I want it to be from the start.
Yeah.
Like audio quality, video quality, but I'm like, I also don't have the money to buy the camera I want or the sound setup I want. So
Yeah.
it's like I have to be okay with learning from the mistakes and building on that quality.
Yeah.
And someday get it up higher to where I want it to be.
Yeah. It's so true though, like you forget that everybody has to literally start somewhere. And you just like nobody got where they are starting that way, And
Yeah.
like I didn't have a microphone, I didn't have a ring light, I didn't have anything. And to be honest with you, I find even with TikTok Live, I've seen so much success with people even without all this big stuff. Sometimes it's not really always what it looks like. It's just what it's made of, like how good is the content you're putting out there instead of just, because I think we bought a camera there as well and we were using it, but it didn't seem to make a big difference in, it made a difference in the quality of the content that we had, but it didn't make a difference in anything else really. So that's what I mean. Sometimes it's not all about the equipment, and it helps, but it's not the most important thing. Sometimes it's just, for example, this, like, do people enjoy listening to this and what we have to say, and they'll stick around even if it's just here. Yeah, they will.
I hope so. Like, I love the idea of the podcast, and I hope it becomes something.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the idea of a podcast too. But I don't know if I could be an interviewer. I would be quite nervous. I think I'm good at just chatting.
See, I think you'd do fine because you seem to be really outgoing, unless that's a fake, and you're really
It's all a facade. After
just a
this,
facade.
I just shut off.
You can be outgoing for 20, 30 minutes and then you're done. But no, like you have that personality of being super outgoing, fake or not.
Yeah.
And
No, it's real.
so like I think it comes a lot easier than someone like me, where it's hard to be that type of outgoing all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know that podcast. Oh, I don't know if she's doing it anymore. Do you know Bobby Altoff, or what's her name? Let me find her name, because she actually, yeah, Bobby Altoff. So she's a podcaster and an influencer in America, but you should look her up. She actually is very awkward. Like, she's very awkward, but she made her podcast about that. You're not as awkward as her now. She's very awkward. It makes you cringe, but that's the point.
Wait, now I'm going to be super self-conscious. Am I awkward?
No, you're not. But you're just speaking on, like, you feel like you're
Yeah.
just less talkative. And she made her podcast about how she's so awkward. And she asked the interviewers kind of like awkward. It's uncomfortable to watch, but that's the point. It's kind of unintentionally intentional, because that's how she is. But she just created her podcast around that, you know. They know that she's like that. They know it's going to be awkward because she's like that.
So how was it for you starting off with going live? Was it pretty natural for you to do that, or did it was it awkward, weird? Was it hard for you to do? Was it hard to keep it going? Because I know for a while you were going almost like 7 days straight.
Oh, do you remember when we were doing what was it? TikTok stars or something.
I do.
And we had, oh my god, that was wild. So, okay, to get back to the question, I will smooth my way into that. But I will touch on that about what you said. But I wasn't nervous doing the walk and talking tours because, first of all, I wasn't showing my face. So I didn't have to talk and engage in the camera and feel like I'm talking just myself. And second of all, there was lots of people in the room that kept me talking and answering questions. I didn't really have to do much because I was spending my whole time saying hello or thank you or answering questions. And then third of all, Carlos was with me the whole time, and naturally I'm just going to feel relaxed and comfortable because my partner, and I'm not alone in the street like talking like an idiot to the phone, you know. It's kind of like, it was just my comfort. I don't think I would have done it honestly without him there. I would have been awkward in the street. But he was with me and, like, you know, kind of being like a moderator in the chat as well, and helping me and encouraging me in different ways that we could get engagement in the live stream as well. But when I was singing live,
Loki's trying to get my attention, and he tried to get super excited. He bumped his head on the side of my desk.
Oh, Loki!
Like, he's turd.
Loki can come in the camera. I don't mind.
Loki. Come on, up. Come on.
Oh, so cute.
All right. Pay attention. Don't be a distraction.
So yeah, when I was singing live, I was nervous at the start because then my face was in it, and then also, it's singing, it's not talking. You have to sing, like, you know. But I'm not nervous anymore at all.
That's good. I'm musically disabled, so I don't. Anyone that has the ability to play an instrument or sing, I'm just in awe that they can even do that because I can't do it at all.
But like I was saying with TikTok stars, like when you were asking about how did I like keep it going, like it's so funny because I would be one again to like just be like give up. And in TikTok stars, in that campaign, we were like number 5 or something, and like one day it was just going so bad. Like we were live for like nearly 12 hours with nothing, and you know there was people in that campaign that were just getting millions of points overnight. And then it was the last day of the campaign, And me and Carlos got up and we had no motivation, but we were like, let's just do it. It's the last day, even if we come fourth or third or something in the top
Yeah.
5, you know. And it was wild that day because it just like out of nowhere, it just like I don't know what happened that day, but it was wild and we got up to the very start. And I don't know if you remember, if you were you there till the end, or
No,
that was the day everyone was sending hearts. It was just hearts.
Yeah, I think I got to where you were about an hour or so away from the ending, and then I had to go do something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember at that point, like someone who was behind us in the campaign number 2, they had their people coming into our chat and being like, speaking really rudely to us. And I feel like that motivated everybody to be like, what the heck? So they were
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it actually encouraged people to make us want to win more because they were being so rude in the chat. And I was like, you low-key just like made it worse for yourselves. Like,
Did you ended up winning, like coming in first, right?
yeah, like, what the hell? We were in shock. I cried. I said to Carlos, I'm never going to cry on TikTok. And then I cried.
And then you went away.
Yeah. And then we left.
No, it's funny because it's like after that you came up with a schedule, and then you took this much needed break. It felt.
Yeah.
And I think life just got busy. You're training for your position that you've been doing for so long already.
Yeah. The time goes by so fast. I didn't even notice how long it was. I didn't even intend to be away so long. All I knew was that I was so like tired of doing the same like tempo bar.
Oh yeah.
And I felt so bad because I don't go around different places much, but I knew I had, like, for example, you guys who have been around since like a long time. And I was like, they're not going to want to follow us anymore. We're just going to Temple Bar like all the time, you know? Like, but it did attract a lot of new people, but I was like, yeah, but you can't keep people if you just go to the same places, you know? And I was like, we didn't really have the time or money to be going traveling all around and, you know, all these things. So all we had was really that. And when can I hear your dog just like throwing things around?
Sorry.
But when you're not into something and it's just like you don't have a passion for it.
Yeah.
It's just hard to keep going, and I'm not the type of person that would be like, if I don't really enjoy doing something, I don't want to do it. I don't care, if it's making me this amount of money or whatever it's doing. It's like, it's annoying me. Like, I was honestly just like, okay, I don't mind going every now and then, but I was like, if I'm tired of going around the same route, I'm sure the people who are watching me, that are not new are like, okay, when are you going somewhere else? Which is like understandable. But I was like, I didn't have the time to be going anywhere else to show them, you guys, and all. So I was like, oh, and then I think I just unintentionally took a long break. Yeah, and then when I came back, I was like, I felt better for it, and I was like, I think what I need to do is just focus on what I enjoy, which is singing. And it's going to be harder than it was with the tours because I get the most reception from that. But I was like, but it's not good. It's not making me feel like happier in the long run,
Yeah, and it's something that you, like you said, it's something you want to do, and that's going to bring better content for you.
Yeah.
Also, like, how many times can you, like, this is Temple Bar. Like, don't get me wrong, Temple Bar sounds great. Like, I was never bored of it, but it's like, I feel more bad, like, everybody come in, because you would, like, explain where you're at, Temple Bar, in Dublin.
Yeah.
And then someone new comes in, you're like, we're at Temple Bar, Dublin.
I don't know how the people do it.
And then you have that one guy that just adds to the joke of where you guys at, even though he knew exactly where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, where are we?
Yeah, there was this really annoying guy just coming in. But even to see when I was on singing live, some guy came in and he was like, "Hey, when are you going to Dublin?" And I was like, and then I told him, and he was like, "Okay, bye." I was like, "Oh yeah, see, some people
Oh,
just don't want to hear me sing."
that was
Do you
last
remember?
week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No, man, that's. I don't. I mean, I think their intentions are what meant well,
of course. But
but
I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get this for a while now until people understand that I'm
yeah,
just singing," you know?
but it is funny how like most people probably often don't take it well, like how they mean it. It's probably just a simple
Yeah,
innocent of like, hey, just curious when your next
yeah,
walking
yeah,
around is going to be, but you take it, you're like, this is what I want to focus on.
yeah. And the thing is that I was gonna move over to the other account that I was on, but my
Hmm.
agency couldn't take me on both. And I was like, oh, okay, so either I find a new agency and focus on that, or I just stick it out with, the one that I've built, but from Dublin, so I'm back there now.
So what does the agency do to help someone like on TikTok?
Yeah, so basically, well, primarily they help you get, if you have any issues with TikTok, like, there's a lot of, because TikTok Live is like, has a lot of AI in it, so if you
Yeah.
get banned, you know, they can help you get unbanned quite quickly. So you can continue your live stream. They help you connect with other creators. They help you, like for example, my agency, they offer certain campaigns. So they're like every Thursday there'll be what they call a Royal Rumble, which is where creators come together and they do the TikTok battles. And
Okay.
they might give you a certain amount of diamonds per round that you pass through, and if you win, and they'll give you a certain amount of diamonds, um, for the amount of hours that you've gone live in a certain amount of days. Kind of like, in, yeah, little like, I don't know the word for it, but encouragements to keep going and kind of help you network to get bigger and kind of help you with guidance, I guess, as well. So
Yeah.
for example, my aim this year would be to go to Live Pro and kind of TikTok be my main source of income. That's what I would hope for this year. So I would have to focus on that. But TikTok needs to understand where to push my live and who to push my live to. So that's why what I failed in before was not having a consistent schedule. Even though it was working quite well with going live, it was just like on the streets of Dublin. I was quite lucky because that's what most people want to see. Whereas now I'll have to like create a consistent schedule. Um, so TikTok kind of understands where I am and where to put me.
So what tricks do you think, maybe not tricks, strategies you think you could do to help push your account out?
Yeah, so I need to focus on my schedule. Me and my schedule. Yeah, I need to have a consistent schedule and just go live and do more battles, I guess, to kind of
Hmm.
branch out. And to be honest, that's all I know so far. Like, I'm just gonna have a meeting with my agency this week sometime and kind of have a discussion with them and be like, look, this is what I want to focus on, like, and kind of discuss on where we can go from here to grow.
Yeah.
Because there's a girl there that I follow as well, and she's grown. She started in March last year singing, and now she's a live pro. She got live pro there just less than a month ago, about a month ago. And she's quite successful on it, like quite successful. So I was like, I can do that any year. And I've like, she only has maybe just a couple thousand more followers than myself. Granted, they're all following her because she's singing
Yeah.
since the beginning. But I'm not far off, which is like, I'm kind of a step ahead based on, followers and TikTok. Like my account is established in a
Yeah.
sense. I just need to have my schedule and also I want to work on, I keep saying that I want to work on the background of my live, like maybe have a nice backdrop or something and the lighting and different things. But like that, like I was saying earlier, sometimes I've seen so many successful lives and the quality was nothing. Like the
Yeah.
background was nothing. And then other lives, they're equally successful, but amazing lighting and backdrops and all this. And I'm like, what is it? Like, you know, what is it that works? I still have to figure that out. I don't even know. But all I know is that one major thing was my schedule.
Do you think? Do you feel like the social living or like social life of like social media? Do you feel like there's a high pressure for you to like to try to make it or like to have everything together and perfect or like what's the
Yeah,
downsides of putting yourself out there for the social and like the TikTok?
I think I don't. I just feel pressure more for for the people that follow me. You know, I don't feel like a pressure for how good I am and look. I don't know how to describe it, but like for you guys, I'm like the people that are supporting me. Like, I don't want to lose you guys supporting me. You know, in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, I don't want to be so bad that you guys are like, okay, I'm bored of her. I'm going now. Like, see ya. Which is fine if you guys want to do that or if anybody wants to do that. But, like, I think that's where I feel the pressure. I'm like, how do I keep the people that are here entertained first? Because you guys are the ones that are here, like, sticking around with me, you know? And it's funny because I know this is, like, I'm 27 this year. And ever
You're
since,
so
like,
young.
ever since like leaving school, you just leave school, right? But your whole life in school, you're like, okay, you do this for your homework, and you get told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then you come into adulthood, and you're like, yeah, you just have to figure it all out yourself. And I'm kind of still figuring out like, yeah, no, like nobody's gonna tell me do this, 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 and this, and then you'll succeed. You pass the test. No, I have to figure it all out myself, and
Yep.
it's just so different. Like I'm like you're your own teacher in how to get by in things and how to make things work. But I don't feel a big pressure. I just want to sing and yeah, I just want to sing and just make some sort of living off it in a sense as well.
Yeah.
So I will need guidance. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it alone. That's why I have my
Yeah.
agency, but still figuring it out. At the moment, just singing covers. And I found that singing like every night, I was like, I really have to learn new songs. But it's funny because when I'm not doing live or I'm not working, I'm like, I just need to chill out. But you can't chill out sometimes. You have to like push yourself
Yeah.
to do it. I'm sure I'll find a routine now that I've started properly. I'll figure a routine out. But at the moment, I don't feel a lot of pressure. Just mostly to keep you guys entertained.
So who? I only have a couple more questions. I don't want to take too much more of your time because I know it's getting late there. Who has like music wise? Who has inspired you, like singing?
Singing?
All right, to get into
Okay.
music. You're like, oh man, like this artist. That's what I want to do because of I don't know, Celine Dion.
You know, like I always followed Beyonce.
Okay.
And I say that because I still think to this day, like, she is vocally so amazing. But I think I didn't really, like, have someone that I was, like, inspired by, I guess.
Okay.
It's funny because I used to, like, you'd see, I would be very into, like, pop culture now. I would be watching, like, celebrities. And they all get asked these questions like, who's your inspiration? And they're all like, oh, this, her and him and da, da, da. And I'm like, who's my inspiration? Like a singer I don't have. Like, I just know that vocally, if I hear someone singing vocally, like, do you know Jessie J?
Yep.
Okay, so she is vocally amazing. Celine Dion, Ariana Grande, Tori Kelly, Beyonce, like their vocals would be, but I would
Yeah.
never like follow, the the lyrics or like the music inspiration. It would just be vocally
So what
the
would your
strength.
music style be for your own original songs that you're going to be writing?
I don't even know. Well, I was thinking, what was I saying the other day? Rock, was it? I was rapping a bit.
I love how I made a joke about rapping and then you started rapping. I was like, oh, this is a thing now.
But like, I don't know what genre I would get into, to be honest.
It's rap.
I know what I wouldn't get into, though. But I would, yeah, it would be mostly pop.
Okay.
Oh, the quality has gone really funny here.
It's okay.
Your video.
It's okay. It records locally, so it's still using my video quality.
Oh, okay.
So as long as they can hear me, it should be okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and I need to ask you, so as someone who watches my lives, because sometimes I wonder, should I just like focus on one genre or should I just sing in multiple songs? Because I feel like it's so messy when I'm singing this. I'm singing like piano and then I'm singing full like poppy song and then I'm going slow and then I'm going fast and then I'm like, it's so messy. But I don't know. I don't want to bore people by being just all slow songs, which is what I feel most comfortable singing.
Yeah.
And I want to entertain you because I say, what songs do you like if you have song suggestions? But then honestly, sometimes people ask a song and I'm like, I don't want to sing this song because I don't like my voice in it.
In fairness, most of the songs that I recommend, not always, are troll. Like,
great, I'm not listening to you anymore.
I'm like, do this song. Let's just see if you could do it because I know it's a very vocally hard one to do.
Yeah, someone came in my live and they're like, oh, you want a belt? I'll give you a song that you can belt. I was like, I don't really want a belt. I just ended up singing this song.
Yeah. But no, like the bright lights. Like that's actually one of my favorite songs.
What is it called?
Bright lights, brighter lights.
Brighter Lights.
Am I just getting?
Do I sing this song?
You do.
Oh yes, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. The cover.
The Weeknd. Yeah. It's like I really like that song. Like that one gets. I hate when I hear it because it always gets stuck in my head.
Oh.
Every time.
I really like it and I hate when I hear it.
It's one of those songs. But
Yeah.
like, that was a genuine like, hey, I think you could sing this. I think you would like it. And
And it's on the list.
it's on the list.
Everybody say thank you, Cody.
Yeah, that was fun. Man, crap! I had one more question. What was it? This one I didn't write down.
It's always the one.
So what is? So you want to go pro?
Yeah.
TikTok pro. How do you do that? Is that just like followers and views, or is it like a whole combination of like everything? Like, what does that look like to get to that goal?
Let me. I think I need to make 1 million diamonds a month.
Consistently?
I think so. In the USA, it's 10 million diamonds a month, or something like, or 5. My agency was telling me, and like consistently have 100 viewers. So like, I'm way off that with singing right now. But I aim for Live Pro because if I don't aim for something, how hard will I push myself? You know, how hard will I go? So it's kind of is the goal for when you go live. It's Live Pro. Like it's a badge that says you're Live Pro. And it's very hard to get. So, but I know it's doable. So the reason I've put it there is it's not because I want people to see me as Live Pro. Like it's because that's like the top of live streaming. So I need to kind of aim for that if I want to be where I want to be when it comes to live streaming, if I want to,
Yeah.
make it some sort of living off it, I need to aim for that level. That's the only livable level. Like,
Oh, for sure.
you know,
Uh, and you're streaming because I want to link your account into the show notes. You're
oh
using
yeah,
are you using your main account now because of the agency, right?
yeah.
Okay, just so I
Forget
link,
the other one.
just so I link the right one, so people are
Yeah.
like, I follow, but she's never on it. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's probably taking another 2 month break.
She came up with a schedule.
Yeah. Oh, my schedule, yeah. 8 p.m. every night, and then I was just so exhausted. Like, even last night, I was like, oh, I couldn't fathom being on live. I would literally just be on live yawning. I was so tired yesterday. I was like, no. But I think I'm going to start live streaming maybe daytime hours too, which would probably be morning time hours for most of you guys in the USA. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But they say that time matters, and I understand that, but maybe sometimes I can go live streaming like later in the night here
Yeah.
when it would be daytime for you. But not often, because that would just be too tiring.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, I'm an old soul, so like 9 p.m. I'm ready for bed. So
Yeah.
anytime, like for you, now it's what 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well now it's 9:30, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I would already want to be going to bed. Like, I'm ready for bed. I don't care about anybody else at the moment.
Yeah, honestly, like, I just finished live streaming on, like, me and Carlos just go and cuddle. I'm like, yeah, just spend time together, be together. Because if I finish so late, then I don't get to spend much time with him, and I'm too tired to even stay up and watch something together or something,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want time for us to spend together in the night as well. I don't want it to, like, take over everything. And I know a lot of people say you have to give your all, but I don't believe in, like, I don't believe in sacrificing like important things like me spending time with my partner. I feel like you can make it without sacrificing that.
Yeah, I think if it's starting to hurt your livelihood of like,
Yeah.
your family or
Yeah, it's not worth it. I would never do
I
something
don't think it's
like
worth
that.
it.
No. I nothing's more important than like that. So it's not even enjoyable at that point if it's interfering with that stuff. So that's why I wouldn't go live often, like late.
Yeah.
And I'm a very tired person too. I would sleep easy.
So one more question, and then I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
What is one random fact about Jennifer that no one knows? Or
What does no one know?
that you'd want, that you're willing to share with people, like a hidden talent, or they're like, I could juggle 3 eggs, but nothing else.
Babe, do I have any hidden talents?
What?
Do I have any talents that nobody knows about me?
Forget sweets.
I don't think that's a talent. Carlos said I forget things.
Well, I mean, you forgot your hidden talent,
There you go.
so it must be true.
I'm gonna know the answer like after. Wait, I have to have some sort of talent that nobody knows about me. Wow, I'm actually so bored.
Just wait till you get to your 30s.
I'm
It gets
actually.
worse.
Yeah. No, I think what you see is what you get with me, I guess.
There's
Like.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, I don't have any hidden talents. I wish I did. Do you?
No. I'm not a very talented person. I roast my own coffee. I don't know if that's a talent, but that's what I
You
do.
roast your own coffee.
Yeah, from like the raw green coffee bean into a drinkable roasted coffee bean.
Wait, you grow the beans?
No. That takes like 10 years. I buy the raw beans and I roast it myself, so it's a fresh roast. Because what you get at like stores and stuff, it's like months old. So
Because then you can buy a bag of beans.
right, but it's not fresh. Like what's in stores.
Where'd you get your beans?
Just a regular grocery store.
And what street is that on? Wait. But it's not the same as getting beans in the shop and putting them in a coffee machine, no?
No. So like it's pretty much like I have to cook. It's like like a raw nut, but you can roast it, and it becomes more flavorful, and actually.
How long would that take?
Flavor. For about a pound of coffee, it would be like 30-40 minutes.
Oh, let me convert pounds to mil.
Sorry, American.
Okay. So, wait, you would spend 40 minutes just to have a cup of coffee?
Well, I mean, it'll last me like a month after I roast it.
Oh.
So it's like
fine.
one time. It's making one big batch of it, and then I can use.
That's
it for
literally
the
putting the kettle on for like 2 minutes every day.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, then I just make the normal pot of coffee.
Yeah. Oh well, there you go.
Well, I'm going to end I'm going to stop recording, but the one thing I'm going to need you to do, and
Okay.
I'll stop it, then I'll tell you what I need you to do. But thank you for being a part of episode 1 of the Waypoint Stories, and thank you for just kind of talking about your life. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me as the first guest.